Welcome back to the Honey Jam podcast. Today we are in a very special place.
A beautiful home.
Yes, a beautiful home. A beautiful living room.
Oh, there we go.
Jess, do you want to introduce our guest for today?
Yes, I think you guys know we've kind of referenced them a few times in our previous episodes. Maybe you guys know of our rivalry, but they're also our friends, and we support them and we love them.
Yeah.
You know, despite all the jokes and jabs we make. There are friends D Chun and D Shim from the Living Room Pod.
Wow. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having us. The living room.
This is the living room.
This is the living room. This is my living room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the living room.
And you guys are both named Daniel.
Daniel.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So why don't we just start off this episode?
Uh-huh.
And let me just hijack one quick second.
Okay.
Here we go.
Everyone shrug the shoulders up. Take a deep breath in. Lean them back and exhale. Welcome to the living room.
Welcome to the living room.
And Honey Jam.
Honey Jam.
It's a
Oh, my
fresh
bad.
collaboration.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is. We're very excited to have you guys on.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Of
for coming. How
course.
do you guys feel? First of all,
Squished. I feel a little cramped,
Yeah.
but
little
it's
hot in
good.
here.
No, yeah. How do you feel, Chun?
We feel great.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I haven't seen Janice and Jessica for, I don't even know the last time.
Yeah.
Let me give another piece of context. Like, I don't see. Maybe this might be the 5th time I saw them in my life. So I'm just throwing that out there, like, for the listeners.
Yeah.
And viewers.
Yeah, it's just
And
it's
viewers.
just
Yeah.
it's that kind of vibe. The tiki tiki taka taka.
Pinger
it's that-
binger,
Yeah.
Binger. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of our listeners, our viewers who don't know these two guys, D-Chan, D-Shim, such freaking funny guys.
so funny.
Their podcast is very like casual.
Yes.
Yeah.
They bring in their neighborhood friends, their
Yeah.
동네 친구s.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's like if you think our podcast is a very casual conversation, you should listen to theirs because
Yes.
theirs is like very raw.
Yeah.
Like too casual.
A little
Yeah.
too casual,
a
some
lot of
might
inside
say.
jokes.
Inside
a lot of
jokes. Yeah.
Inside jokes.
We're exclusive.
Completely unedited. Right?
Raw.
Yeah.
Raw.
I
This is raw.
just cut the start and the end, and that's it.
Oh, so you're the editor of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so D-Shim is me.
Yeah.
For sure.
And D-Chan is Jess.
we
Yeah.
can show up. We
Okay.
can
Yeah.
show up.
I've been stepping up my game, so
Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
agenda like
That's true. That's
That's
true.
true.
brought in a little bit of games like
okay.
Yeah.
take it or leave it or this or that.
Yeah.
I love that episode. That was
Amazing.
great. No,
Yeah,
I like
amazing,
that you're
amazing.
stepping it up.
Yes.
But it's funny because Shim and I, so we're the ones that kind of like
Yeah.
make the
Make it
initiative.
happen.
Make it
Make it
happen,
happen.
yeah.
You have to have at least one person do that.
Yeah.
But then also Chun is the one who like brings in like the entertainment, the
Yeah.
stories,
Yeah.
right? But also the chemistry. You guys,
Yes.
the chemistry is also very
Exactly.
important.
Chemi.
The chemi. So I feel like in that way, Jess and I, we have that similar dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Shim and I also have big calves. So huge calves.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
But dynamics are similar, but our demographics are very different.
Is it? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
How so?
You guys definitely have a broader female demographic,
That's true.
and yep.
I will say the
Nervous.
last like few episodes, or I know there are only 2 out, but when you guys bring on guests,
Yeah.
definitely levels up.
Yeah.
Levels up the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah.
I really appreciated both those episodes, David and Josh.
Oh, thank
You listen to both of them.
Both of them through and through.
Yeah.
Dang.
Big history between those two too.
Wow.
Crazy
Oh, with
Yeah.
them, with
yeah,
them.
with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you-
Ah.
David, really big scars in my head from that guy.
Wait, how?
Because of basketball.
You're talking about
Yes.
my husband, David.
Yes. So real quick story.
Okay.
Love it.
If you know, shout out Fullerton YMCA. This might be 2006, 2007, around there, and
Very good dates.
only true ballers
Oh.
come from that YMCA.
Okay.
And so, picture this: like it's a gym, small gym, and it's walled off. But then at the half court line, you kind of have to picture it. At the half court line, there's like a scoreboard, and it goes right into like these treadmills. This
Okay.
treadmill area. So anyways, David, really good baller. His team's stacked, really good.
Oh.
So my team, I think I had like, I had some squids. And so like,
What does that mean?
오징어s?
People like him, yeah.
Yeah. Not so good. Not so
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like me, I was like okay. I was like average. So I had to kind of pick it up and try to chuck up some shots, like get some points. I come off this screen, if you know basketball, I come off this screen and then I see an open shot. So I was on the 3-point line. I shoot it. But the thing is, this huge figure comes out of nowhere, swats the ball, and the ball literally goes in the treadmill room, bounce, like their harmony is like running in the treadmill.
my
It starts bouncing
gosh.
across that room.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Humiliating.
The whole gym was like, ooh, and they
Oh.
stopped the game.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
stopped the game.
Yeah. Traumatic.
And so
That's
timeout.
scarring.
Yeah.
And then I tried to shoot after that. It was
yeah.
I couldn't.
You had the yips.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
So that's your husband.
Oh wow.
It's a really long story.
And I feel like you told that when I went on your pod. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that scarring.
It was that scarring.
Yeah.
He talked about this.
We're working through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're still going through
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Say
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you share what your Korean name is, by the way, Dichan?
세계?
It's
전 세계?
전
전
세계.
세계? 전 세계.
I love that.
Whole
I
world.
love it. And
Yeah.
your brother.
전 우주. Whole universe.
Yeah.
너무
It's
좋아요.
so poetic.
I was just saying actually like right before you came that I was really touched when you shared about how you struggle with atopy
Oh, come on.
during your childhood.
Come on. I
And
still do.
Really? And like you just shared how your parents just wanted to relieve that discomfort for you and would like take you to the beach,
The beach.
to
Every
wash
day.
you in the salt water.
Every day. Are we getting a living room right now?
No. This is honey jam. This is honey jam.
No,
This is
but
honey
that
jam. Yeah.
like that story particularly, it was like very moving
Yeah.
for me because like I just felt how loved you were and like how much you appreciated that too as an adult
Come
towards
on.
them. You know,
Come
You're
on.
their whole universe.
Oh.
That's
Whole
so
world.
beautiful.
Whole world.
Whole world.
세계.
Yeah.
Uju is
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
universe.
Uju is, yeah.
Oh, so I guess your brother takes more like
The universe.
precedent, like
Oh, yeah. I mean, firstborn.
Firstborn.
Older brother.
Older brother.
So they
Uju?
already had it planned out, which
Oh.
is kind of psycho, but like, yeah, let's go.
Dichan and Dishim also are married.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah. I wake up every morning and ask myself, like, what did I do to deserve someone like her?
So beautiful. Oh, 너무 좋아, 너무 좋아. Oh.
Dichan's wife.
Yes.
We just learned how to say her name.
Come on.
Honey.
Honey. She would say it's closer to honey.
Oh,
Honey.
It's kind of crazy. She grew up in Brazil. Brazil.
Oh, Brazil.
It's a Portuguese.
Yeah. She's fluent in Portuguese.
네, falo português.
Obrigado.
Obrigado sempre ainda.
Wow. Wait, are you guys the same age?
Me and
Yeah,
honey?
your wife.
No, 3 years younger.
She's 3 years younger.
Wait,
Yeah.
what year was she born then?
97.
97. No, 96 actually. December
96,
96, but like
96.
97 years.
Yeah.
It's January 94, so 3 years.
오빠네.
You're
Dichan이.
오빠.
2 years.
Well, let's go into each of your guys' love stories because I'm very curious.
Oh,
We
wow,
haven't
okay.
actually met Honey before.
Mhm.
Honey
Oh.
before,
I
right?
really want to meet her.
I have
She's so
seen
cute.
photos. I actually see her on TikTok because she does like cute cooking videos.
She
And
loves
she's-
both you guys.
She's
She loves
so
both you guys.
cute.
She's so
so
cute.
lovable.
So cute.
Both of you guys, I'm like, dang.
잘
What
결혼했어요.
did
They-
you guys
they married
do?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to make this quick.
No, because we have no idea how you met her.
Yeah,
Okay,
seriously.
okay.
I mean, again, this is like our third time seeing you in our lives, right?
Facts. Let's just pick it up. COVID. Okay. COVID happened.
Oh wow, it's pretty recent.
Yeah. So I knew we met each other. She came from Brazil to college, UCI.
What?
But I was a senior, and she came to FPC, so she started attending. But at that time, like
FPC, the
it's-
church.
the church. Sorry.
We have a lot of non-OC listeners.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
not
no,
church
너무 좋아,
goers
너무
too.
좋아. I see, I
They're
see.
not like us.
I see. So
They're not like us.
They
Not
not
like
like
us.
us.
Yeah.
They not like us.
Yeah, so
that.
Fullerton Presbyterian
Fullerton
Church.
Presbyterian
Yes,
Church.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
We
FPC.
met. Okay, look, let's pick it up. COVID. COVID happened, and then a lot of people are not seeing each other, and so we were serving a youth group together. Youth group. Yeah. Youth.
Yes.
Yes. Anyways.
They get the gist.
Okay. Youth group. And then, we started hanging out more with each other. And then
Good.
both of us actually just got out of a relationship. And then she actually hit me and another friend up for like, hey, let's go get some ice cream. Because she was feeling a little down,
Yeah.
We did go, but it was more like like older, it wasn't
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I see.
And so got to know each other more. She got into grad school for marriage and family therapy.
Ooh.
She was gonna start in the fall, but then COVID wiped out classes.
I
So
see.
if there's no in person and you're a student, international student,
You have to
you
go.
have to leave. That was that
Student
whole
visa.
thing.
Student
Visa.
Oh.
She was out it was gonna be 6 months, and so I was like, okay. In the back of my mind, like, all right, 6 months, I could wait. I could wait a little bit.
Dang.
Some good stuff. So I'll wait. December comes around. another 6 months. She has to stay another 6 months. No more classes. Still no classes.
Wait, and at this point, you're like, I like her. I'm gonna make a move.
Like I mean, you were still thinking about her.
I'm still thinking about it. So I definitely have some like, you know, like
Yeah.
I got some skin in the game. And so at this point, like whatever, if it happens, it happens. But like, I'm not pushing for anything else either. Come around August when she comes
like
back.
a year later.
A year later, basically. A year later. I waited for sure. She's gonna say I really didn't, but I did. I was always putting in that work. DM here, little care package, crazy signals, but she, you know, anyway.
Wow.
She came back, and then I was gonna give her some time, so like a couple months to like readjust, and then I'll say something.
You don't want to overwhelm her.
And so after a couple weeks, I heard she went on a date.
Timing is everything.
And then that day, I was like, dude, I can't let this opportunity pass by. So I just hit her up that night, said my piece.
Even knowing
What
that
was
she
your
went
piece?
on a date.
Yeah, I did.
What
I
did you say exactly?
Well, I just shared with her kind of the process. Like, I'm interested in you. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But then I was just telling her just kind of the grand scheme of things, like her qualities, what I liked about her, like all of that.
Basically, 고백했어. You said you liked her.
Of course.
Yeah.
After a month, felt like 2 months is too long, and so we just kind of went on little dates, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
At that point.
Wait, so what happened to the guy that she went on a date with before you?
Huh?
You beat him basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it had to be done. I think in my life, like
Wow.
there were maybe a few times where that kind of happened, where I'm always the one that's like, like, you know, whatever. Like, I don't personally, for me, I don't feel super attracted to someone that has like all the like everyone's like hyped up on this one person.
It's interesting because I feel like Honey would
Yeah.
be the very popular
Yes.
type.
She is
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
She is popular.
But not that flow.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a different crowd. Like,
I see.
she was from a different like community, so like maybe I didn't see it as much.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brazil, like that stuff. So
I was gonna say Janice is the exact opposite. Like
Yeah.
she is about that flow. Like if
yes.
everybody is
Likes-
liking this guy, that grabs her attention.
Yeah.
And she's
I-
gonna jump on that bandwagon. You know.
Yeah.
I love
like-
that confidence.
No, not me. It's more like, oh, this guy's really popular. I didn't like him, but
Now I do.
feel like
Yeah.
I do.
I have to.
Do I like him or is he
I
just
think I should.
popular?
Yeah.
I think I should.
I think
I think I should.
There you
Yeah.
go. There
That's
you go.
me.
But you're like the opposite.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
take a step back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Oh.
in my life, there have been moments like that, and then at that moment, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I can't.
Not
I can't.
again.
There's not
Not
many.
again, yeah.
There's not many at bats left. Later 20s, like
Yeah.
you know.
So this was kind of like a bold move on your part, doing that.
It was. I usually don't do that, but
Wow. And she ended up becoming your wife
absolutely,
because of that move.
Absolutely. Even a couple weeks ago, we were just like, "Dude, I can't believe we're married." I don't know if you guys still have it.
I have
over
those
here.
moments where I see Hui and then I look at Josh and they look exactly the same. They're like sitting, right?
Yeah.
Or like
That's
doing
wild.
something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Josh, I can't believe like
This is our
Yeah.
child.
this is like our family.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
And I
crazy.
see like his like 18-year-old, 19-year-old self when I met him. You know, and I just go back to that time. I'm like, that was like already like what 10 years ago, you know?
when you guys first met. Wait, but
Dang.
sorry, going back to that thing, how she went on a date with another guy first.
Yeah, no. Janice has been fixated on that.
I think it's like really 대단해 that you swooped in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I know she went on a date with this guy, but that doesn't mean she's taken.
Yeah.
It's not official.
Oh.
So I'm gonna take my chance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, did you know this guy?
No
Yes.
comment. No comment.
No comment.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
No comment.
even more
Shoot,
bold then.
that is bold.
Yeah.
Like you knew him, but you guys weren't like friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly,
okay.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
fair game,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
game, yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
were
yeah.
friends,
Oh,
then
yeah,
you would
yeah,
have to
different
talk to
story.
him. That's a juicy story. I could tell D-Chun doesn't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
no,
I
no,
wanna, I
yeah.
know you're kind of delving
Really-
into it. Huh?
All right, D-Shim.
Yeah.
How about your love story?
Something about COVID. You know,
Oh?
the pastor at our church, Pastor Sam Bay, good friends with the pastor of at that time Good Stewards Church, where my wife Esther went. Right, so they had their summer retreat, first in-person retreat since COVID.
Yeah.
And then Pastor Sam, he went to go guest speak. Just randomly, Sam was like, "Hey, like Shim, do you want to come with me to the retreat?" Like, oh, you know, he just had his first kid 7 months ago, 8 months ago. And he's like, oh, maybe like he needs help with Ezra or something. Like maybe I need to be his assistant or whatever, right? Like, oh, sure, Sam. Like, what do you need me to do? Like,
Yeah.
Nice.
oh, just come with me. Like, oh, like you don't
Oh,
need me me to help or like do anything?
Yeah.
I don't know, just come with me. I'm like, so you want me to just like
A
give
little
up
sus.
2 days just to like
Just
Hang
go.
out.
with
just
you.
go there?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone there.
Yeah.
And I go back and forth with Sam a little bit, and then Sam's kind of just, hey, like, do you want a girlfriend or not? I'm like, oh, okay. Like, keep talking. Like, what's going on? But I do feel a little weird because I'm like, oh, so like the purpose of me going is
To
to
this
scope.
retreat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to a retreat.
Yeah.
Very holy, noble reason, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay, fine. I go, and then I met Esther in the transition time between like a session and like game time or something, or like activities.
Naturally, organically.
Come on.
Organically,
Come
we're
on.
walking, and then Kay, he's like, oh, Esther, this is Daniel. Daniel, this is Esther, like she likes to climb.
Oh.
And I'm like,
And you like to climb.
at that point, I had given it a try right before COVID. So Kay was just like digging, you know,
Uh-huh.
like, hey, like any comment,
Anyone.
Right.
anything,
See,
you
Yeah.
know.
see.
We're both masked up. We just only see this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like, hi, hi.
Yeah.
That's a good perspective for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Really good perspective. 20, 30-second
Interaction.
interaction.
And you didn't feel anything.
I was
during
like,
that.
okay, like this is another girl I met, you know, another
Okay.
person, whatever. Following 2 weeks, I get a little, hey, like, what do you think about Esther Sound?
Oh.
Like,
From who? From Kay or?
it was from Kay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No. It was Sam.
Oh,
But
okay.
Sam and
Oh,
Kay
okay.
were talking
They were-
together. They were, you know, scheming.
That's
Scheming.
You're
nice.
scheming.
There was just intense
Yeah.
matchmaking.
Yeah, it was matchmaking.
We need more of that.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of getting set up. But then, yeah, I got the number. I sent Esther a text. We hit it off.
Such a gentleman.
Had our first date the following Monday, I think, and then the rest is history.
Wow.
Wait, so
Unbelievable.
you know the fact that you did text her
Yeah.
from that short interaction, that 30-second interaction,
Yeah.
that means you did kind of like somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, like,
I'm like, hey,
For
this is good. Our first date, this was August, really hot. Esther wants 선농단. Okay.
And for those of you who don't know what something that is,
yeah, it's they have like seolleongtang and like Korean dishes, but they're really known for their like
Hot
braised
soups.
yeah, hot
Spicy
soups and
braised
spicy
beef.
braised, yeah, with the torch on. I'm
Really
like,
hot.
yo, how much is that? I actually went on Yelp to see how much that was, because in case like she wanted that, it's like $85. I'm like,
85?
so I'm like, oh, but then she said, hey, I only want seolleongtang. Like it's weird, I know, but I want seolleongtang. Why don't we go there? So oh, okay.
Comfort food.
I went there with the hoodie on.
my gosh.
I think I had a yukgaejang, something spicy and hot.
Oh, no.
Sweating the whole time.
Oh, my God.
Sweating.
because you're also nervous.
No, literally
It's
just
just from
spicy,
the heat.
hot.
Why are you
maybe
wearing a
nervous.
hoodie? Why are you wearing a hoodie?
Great question.
뭐
Great
뿌렸어,
question.
뭐 뿌렸어.
I think it's so cute and wholesome that they both met their wives at church.
Through church. And I feel like when you're an adult, that's kind of like harder to come by because you already know everyone, you know, everybody
Yeah.
at your church.
That's
and
true.
like, I don't know. It's just harder. But I was just going to say, like, when I went on your guys' pod, they were single. They weren't
Yeah.
even dating.
No,
and I
really?
wasn't even pregnant with
No,
Hui.
no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was way before. But they were like asking me like, oh, what can we do to like, you know, be you know, yeah. I was kind of like encouraging, like, you guys
Yeah.
are good guys, like, 할 수 있어.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
so
I
like
remember that.
now, like just looking back, I'm so glad that like, you know, they believed in themselves and
Yeah.
they met their wives, which
Oh.
is like, I don't know, like you
Yeah.
guys look so good right now.
Yeah,
too.
I
Like,
do feel like it just happened very quickly.
Oh,
Quickly.
quickly,
Yes.
yes.
I was like,
That
wait,
too.
what?
That
They were
too.
they were single. Now they're both
Yes.
married.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
now Shim has a baby.
I know.
Almost,
Yeah.
almost.
Almost,
Yeah.
almost.
When are we talking about Lovely Runner?
Okay, guys.
my best. Sorry.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry.
Your listeners, the viewers right now are
Yeah,
like,
they
dude,
don't
what?
want this.
Yeah, this is
They
not
want
what I
us up.
subscribe
Okay,
to.
so these guys called us just a K-drama podcast, which is not true.
Which is not true at all. Yeah.
I was very offended.
Yeah. So that's kind of what
Yeah.
like created our rivalry because we can sense that they're a little jealous of our pod.
I mean, we didn't mention you guys like
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
We were
Sorry.
saying the rivalry is almost like UCLA USC, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. Like
Come
it's
on.
like UCLA USC. We were talking about like how Bruins, like we have Bruin pride.
Yep.
No.
But it's not like so much like where we're attacking
Yeah.
the other school. It's more like, hey, we're Bruins and we're very proud to be Bruins. And hey,
Yeah.
we're so
loving.
happy and
Yeah.
loving and joyful and
Fours up.
awesome.
Yeah.
But then I feel like USC.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends who went to USC. Shout out.
Yeah.
Including you, Chun.
Come on.
But
D-Chun
you-
went to USC.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Come on.
You guys are a little bit more aggressive, like out to get
Yeah.
UCLA
To
for no
get
reason.
UCLA, uh-huh.
Yeah. But then what did you say, Janice?
I said Oh, and then Dishin was like, oh yeah, Dichon has a lot of
Yeah,
like,
a lot of pride.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
school
Yeah.
pride, very proud and like aggressive. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, do transfers have that same thing too? Do transfers have that same passion and pride about their school?
I'm sick. I'm dead. I'm in a coffin.
Because Dichon, you're a transfer
Yeah,
at
I'm
your
a spring transfer.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out spring
Spring admit,
spring
yeah.
admit transfer.
admit.
Not just a normal transfer. Spring admit transfer.
versus a fall.
Not even a fall. Spring. Year and a half. Yeah.
I
Oh,
see,
wow.
I
Crazy
couldn't bet.
vibes.
So where's
I
that
couldn't
coming
bet.
from then?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Let me throw everyone back. NCAA 2004.
Oh my
There was a
God.
new college football game that just came out. The viewers and listeners are completely
They
like
don't
lost
know
right
what.
now.
Yeah.
NCAA. Okay.
There's a college football
Okay.
game, 2004, USC quarterback on the cover. Boom. I played that multiple hours for 8 years up until 2012. That one game.
Yeah.
I was born to go to SC. I was born to go to SC.
Yeah.
Because you watched that game, you got
Hey?
inspired.
PS2. So I was
sorry.
I was fighting for life before.
It's a
Yeah.
video
That was
game.
my.
Yeah, it's a video game. Yeah.
It's not just a.
Wait,
So
so you
because
got
of a
Literally
video
belittling
game,
his destiny.
so you were playing a video game with the USC team, and
Yeah.
you're like, I have to go
have
to.
Well, I mean, I watched every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Every Saturday's blocked
That's
off.
true.
If they lost in junior high, I remember in junior high, if they lost, I'd cry.
Devastated.
Just whole day's ruined. Whole day's ruined.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, why not UCLA though?
Yeah.
But they're horrible.
We weren't
They're
that.
horrible.
We weren't that great.
I
Yeah.
see.
A lot
I'm
of that
confused.
stuff.
그러니까.
So it's a video game. it's,
Oh, chill.
it's a game.
Hey, if,
Yeah.
if the listeners will know, the
Okay.
listeners will
Okay.
know.
NCAA, I
They
guess.
only know Korean dramas.
That's right.
No, but we love Trojans. We're very accepting.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
Bruins
yeah.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Unlike Trojans.
It would be so
Yeah.
different if I was in a room full of Trojans. They'd
Yes.
eat me alive.
Yeah, exactly.
But you
Yeah.
know what? We're
Exactly.
here. We embrace you.
Yeah.
We welcome you.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we understand
Yeah.
your history.
It's nice to be on the other side for once because
As a guest?
Yeah, being the host all the time is kind. Yeah, you feel a little bit of that, but I'm loving it right now.
yeah.
I can say whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Shim actually is a two-timer. Like he has two podcasts.
Legit.
He
Yeah.
has Living Room Pod
Yeah.
and another pod called Shim and Shin. And I
Yeah.
actually want to touch upon this, but he is also very busy. He's
Yeah.
a worker at
Yeah.
church. He's a
Yeah.
he's a college director and a church operations
Yeah.
director.
That's probably the biggest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time crunch.
So
I have issues. Yeah.
I have always wanted to ask you this, Shim. And Shim is, by the way, guys, Shim is my boss. Like I work for the church too.
Yeah.
I'm an admin.
Part-time.
Part-time.
Yeah.
And Shim, like, he is my supervisor. He
reorg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recent reorg.
Recent reorg.
Recent
Yeah.
reorg. He is basically supervising over me and I report back to him.
So how does this make you feel being in a podcast right now with your boss?
It's interesting because I feel like Shim and I go way back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we've gone through a lot of dynamics together.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we started off at UCLA as 선배 후배, right?
Yeah.
Senior
Yeah.
후배. and then
Senior, junior.
Senior junior. Yeah.
Senior,
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah.
And then he was also in a little production called
goodness.
Come on
KCN
now.
Korean
Shout
Culture
out.
Night.
Shout
I remember
out.
that.
I love
remember
that.
Wait a
I love
second.
that.
It
Yeah.
was a yes.
Let's go into that a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
let's take
yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah. Well, what I was gonna say was
The history.
We talked about this a little bit, but we were in Korean Culture Night together.
At
Yeah.
UCLA.
Yes.
Huge deal.
Yes.
Huge
yes.
production.
Yeah.
Sponsors.
Like literally.
yeah.
At
Royce
Royce
Hall.
Hall. The
Yes.
historic, iconic theater. Like, what do you call it?
Yeah. Yeah. Hall.
Hall. Royce Hall.
Beautiful hall.
Yeah.
But it's like where like really famous people come and perform. 뭐라고?
Say you hall.
You all?
Same.
You all.
Yeah.
For me, my senior year, I was the director,
Yeah.
and my job was to write a script and gather a cast,
Yeah.
direct this cast, and help them act out this script out,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
then perform it in front of everybody. At
You had
Royce
to
Hall.
find your perfect cast.
Yes, I had to find my perfect cast, and we held auditions, and Shim happened to audition for.
I don't know
like,
what
a
my
role.
issue was. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I
What
don't
was his
know
role
what-
again?
You're like one of the.
Taram. Dennis. Comedic relief.
Oh, were you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, and his love interest was Yenica.
Yenica.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Shout out Yenica.
I remember
Yes.
that. Wow.
And yeah, I mean, Shim, did you watch like the previous KCN? Like,
I didn't. I had
Oh.
no idea. I honestly, so even going into college, I thought KCM was like oh, you know what? Everyone does KCM. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Got sucked in.
Yeah.
KCM, like, oh, this is such a loser thing to do. Got sucked in.
Shim is actually like very, very talented.
Uh-huh.
You know, like you could tell just like from the way he jokes and talks, like he has a lot of ki,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Witty.
He's very
Yeah.
witty. He's very
Yeah.
talented, and like he has a lot of energy to give.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
brought it to
Yeah.
the audition, and
Mm-hmm.
we ended up like choosing him for a role, and he was perfect for it.
Yeah.
So like during that time, like I had to put on my director hat and kind of like lead my cast so
Right.
that
Yeah.
they can act out their roles and become their characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of dynamic was like me directing him as an
You
actor.
were his boss.
Right. Yeah.
I was in a sense his boss, and then also I was his hombe.
Yeah.
So like
2 years, Humbe.
yeah. And then for a while I feel like I didn't see you. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Shim came to church to JMC.
Yeah.
And then he started working as a church intern, and
Yeah.
then now he's like
Big
this
time.
big shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Like
So
he
big.
is essential to our church.
That's right.
Like if Shim does not exist, our church might fail.
No.
But I do hear that a lot, actually.
Yes, God sovereignly placed Shim at our church for
Wow.
a very specific and important
It's
reason.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes. But then now it's come to a point where like we worked as staff together.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like taking his load as admin, right? Because he has so much to
That's
do.
true. That's
Bigger
true.
fish to
So
fry.
now I'm like, oh, like I kind of like started off
Good
like
idiom.
mentor, mentee, like, okay, like
Yeah.
tell me your ways, Shim,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then now he's like my boss.
Yeah.
And I report back to him.
The tables have turned.
He's been a great boss so far.
Wow.
It's been a
that's,
couple weeks.
That's actually the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
So
Manage
far,
people.
Yes. And I think like he knows exactly what I struggle with
Wow.
and what I need. And he's been very good at like pinpointing and giving me the resources and everything I need to kind of address those issues.
Yeah.
And that's what a good boss does, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I know like we talked about it before, like how you and I met, but how did you and Janice?
Who, me and D-Chun?
Yes. Like, do you
Okay, well, I just know that D-Chun,
teach Sean?
Daniel Chun, was just a really funny guy.
I think it's vice versa though.
Really?
Like,
For me too?
I don't think. Wait, no, of course.
Wait, because I love that. That's my favorite compliment. That when someone says, I'm really
so
funny.
so hilarious. My wife also thinks you're hilarious.
Wait, how about me? How about me?
But I don't think we've ever hung out.
No. This is our very first
Yeah.
time. Before college, I didn't know anyone from OC. Like, I'm a Valley
right, yeah.
LA girl. So, like, OC is such a foreign land to me. But OC is like a world in itself.
Yeah. It's a bubble.
Yeah, a bubble.
Bubble.
And like I learned about, the FPC crowd.
Come on.
Like GLMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's all different. Like
So
within OC,
Bubbles within bubbles.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
truly different.
the Fullerton stereotype.
Yeah.
Oh.
The pride of Fullerton. No, you don't have the pride of Fullerton?
He is
Absolutely.
Fullerton.
I am
Yeah.
born and raised all. Well,
Yeah.
I want to raise all
Yeah.
my kids.
Yeah. Wow.
Generations upon generations.
Yeah.
That's so interesting
In
too, because
Fullerton.
David is also from Fullerton, and
Yeah,
he has
come
that
on.
same pride.
Yeah.
And then we'll be talking about someone, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's from Fullerton." And David will be like, "Dude, he's not a. What do you say? He's not a. Oh, he said he's not a pure blood. A pure blood. He goes like, he wasn't born and raised here. I was born and raised here. I'm like, dude, what is with this Fullerton pride?
Yeah.
Josh is kind of like that
Yeah,
too.
Josh is
he
like
wants
that
to stay in
Aw,
Fullerton.
Shout out Josh.
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah.
Easy.
Why?
So-
What is it about? I grew up in OC, but
Yeah.
I don't have that like
Wait, where did you grow up?
La Palma.
La Palma.
That explains a lot.
Is that not OC?
Why La Palma's the safest city ever?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
There is something about the because I know there's a lot of Koreans in Cerritos, Cyprus, La Palma,
La Palma.
but something about Fullerton
Yes.
Koreans.
It's different.
Uh-huh.
They're
Yeah.
different.
It's I can't quantify it without getting maybe offensive.
So when I heard about all of this, the different circles, the cliques and cultures, I was like fascinated because I come from the Valley and you just know all the Koreans there. I think that's how I heard about like D-Chun, D-Shim, because these are like pretty popular guys in the Fullerton area.
Yeah.
And like everyone in Fullerton or everyone at FPC Church, FPC,
The
is
church.
so
Yeah.
funny.
The church.
The
Yeah.
church.
The church.
Yeah.
Everyone's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, how is
Oh.
it that everyone is so funny? Like, who started that trend of being funny?
Great question. I feel
don't
like
know.
you have to be at a certain level or personality type
Yeah.
to survive. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like Jay isn't like that. Is
Jay
he?
Byun?
Oh,
Yeah.
he can be.
Shout out to Jay Byun.
He's different mold.
Yeah,
different
different-
mold.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Jay
different
Byun,
mold.
I thought was hilarious. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And Dero too. He
Dero-
doesn't like
Jiro's
that. Now that I
hilarious.
think
Yeah.
about
Jiro's
it.
not Fullerton though.
He's placentia.
His placentia is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
So
I
FPC.
see, I see.
FPC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I see.
So all these names that we're dropping,
Yeah. Sorry.
They're so inside. My bad.
they're church brothers.
Yes.
And Jae-byun, who is one of their church brothers, I went to the Philippines with him, like for
with
missions.
Luda. With Luda.
With Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We went on missions all together, and Jae-byun, I didn't know like he had like a reputation because again I'm from the valley, so I didn't know anything about
Right,
people in the
right.
OC. But Jae-byun was very like popular back then because he was really good at apparently
Did you
basketball
like him too then?
legend. So I was like, huh, nah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, there was
That was
one
not bad.
incident
Oh,
when
you always talk
I
about the
have to
story.
talk
You
about
have
it.
to.
What is the
you have to
story?
share.
What is the story? I don't know.
we were playing basketball with the kids
In
right?
the Philippines.
In the
Oh.
Philippines, right?
And this is you already heard that he's a basketball legend.
But I never saw him actually play. But I heard that he was like really, really good at basketball. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's see him play.
Yeah.
But then it was really like 감동 because he was playing with the kids the entire time and he didn't like shoot at all. And he would just pass it to the kids for them to make the shot.
Selfless. Wow.
And then I think like at the end, I was like, wow, that's so like
Yeah.
humble because, you know, all the girls are watching. Of
course.
You can make a shot or two, you know,
Yeah.
but he just kept passing it to the kids. And they were just
Dang.
having fun.
and you felt a little stumbled.
Yeah,
then, huh?
at that moment, I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I could kind of see
Yeah,
it. I could
yeah.
see
Oh,
it.
that's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But then once the game was over, he like made some shots, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
잘하네.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But he was definitely the popular one. But
Right.
I thought he was so funny.
Really?
Yeah.
My senior year, we had like this huge thing called University Retreat, and it's where
Come
our
on.
Korean Christian
Come on.
KCM clubs from all over the universities we
Yeah.
come together
Yeah.
in this hodgepodge of a retreat.
Yeah.
So many
And
memories.
it's like it's so fun. And
exciting.
it's exciting and
Yeah.
crazy because you get to meet everybody from
Oh, yeah.
every school, right?
It's an extrovert's dream.
It
Oh
is.
my
It
gosh,
is.
yeah.
Exactly. And then my senior year, we got to be part of the UR team where you like lead. Like you like do skits
Yeah.
and
Part of
like
that.
yeah, and then you like plan the games and like do all of that, right?
There's
and I
some
was
prestige to that, you know?
there
There
is,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were the team representing UCLA, leading UR,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
And then Jay was one of them representing UCI.
Zaza.
Yeah, and then he came, and then that's how I got to know Jay too. But then something about Jay like reminded me of myself,
Whoa,
and
wow.
it was like kind of I didn't like seeing that.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. The
Because-
rivalry.
A reflection of
Yes,
yourself.
you know how like
Sure,
when you
sure,
meet
sure.
someone too much like you, it's kind of like
Threatened.
oh I don't like a little
Yeah.
threatened or like oh I don't like that.
What
It makes you
parts?
feel.
What parts?
So one specific thing I noticed about Jay is he's so extroverted and he's so nice. He's such a good guy. But then he kind of like thrives when there are a lot of people. You know, like
Yeah.
that's when he shines,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But then when it's one on one with someone he doesn't really know,
Right.
and when he's uncomfortable.
Us ex.
If you don't really know
Yeah.
Jay and you're not like really conscious of it like how I was,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell that he was awkward because he's,
Mm.
you know, conversing with you and he's really
Right.
good at carrying a conversation. It's not that he was awkward,
Yeah.
but I could tell deep in his heart
Yeah.
that he was awkward because I'm the same way.
That's you. Really?
Because like in a room full of people, like I feel like that's when I thrive. I'm extroverted.
Yeah.
So like naturally like that's when I'm like more like bubbly and like I
Yeah.
can talk well. But then if it were like just
You
you,
and Chun.
me.
Yeah.
That would be a great conversation.
Yes, I mean, like Chun, you know, like in
Yeah.
this setting,
It's
like,
fine?
Yeah,
so
it's fine.
so cool,
So
so,
good.
fine. But then, you know, again, like Chun and I saw each other maybe like at most like 4 or 5
Yeah,
times
yeah.
in our lifetime.
This is my first time hanging out with Janice.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I feel oddly very comfortable.
Oh,
Wonderful. I
very
love that.
good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Anyways, just me and Chun,
Yeah.
like I don't know how you are. Like with
Yeah.
one-on-one.
I am curious.
But I would be able to like talk with you,
Of course,
carry the
of course, of
conversation.
course. Yeah, yeah.
but
Deep inside, it's
in
like-
me, I would be like
wanna
kind of
get out of here.
panicking, no silence. Like I gotta
Fill in
Yeah.
the
fill
I
gap.
in the
get out,
void.
yeah.
And I felt that with Jay. So I was like,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's very niche. That's very like
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Jai-
you really gotta
I
analyze.
feel like
Yeah.
only you guys like can identify each other.
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
And Luda's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luda's
Luda
the
is
same
the
way.
exact same
And
way.
he's the one who pointed that out to me.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you feel awkward right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't say that.
Yeah.
I hate it when people know.
Uh-huh.
So like we can sniff each other out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's Jay, Luda, and me. Wait, so are you like that, Chun?
like awkward.
Yeah,
One-on-one?
like or do you
Ah.
prefer one-on-one?
Do I prefer one-on-one?
Yeah.
I think I like one-on-one. Definitely prefer it. But
You
things like
prefer it?
Yeah, so like things like
Oh.
you guys talked about university retreat.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are. When it's those events, right? I would never go to any of those events.
Like
I would
those
ne-
huge events.
I would get so anxious, like, or like I don't really like that. Like,
John,
yeah.
you don't like it when like you had a reputation. People will be like, "Oh, yo, you're
Yeah.
D-Chung. Yo, you're so
Yeah.
funny."
Like, oh, I heard you're so funny, and then
It's like, what do you
like,
say to that? You
it's
know, like,
oh yeah, no, like thank you, and then they're like waiting for you to say something.
a
Like,
joke.
yeah. It's like, dude, I can't do that. That's
you're
not
not a zoo
my,
animal.
Yeah.
You're not
It's not my
just-
humor code too.
Yeah.
You're kind of shy.
Yeah.
Maybe more like selective.
Oh.
Yeah,
Click,
yeah.
clickish.
Possibly.
It's that bully in you, that USC bully.
Yeah, unless I'm top dog, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We talked a little bit about what you do, Disham. You're
Yeah.
a pastor.
Oh.
So I want to make the distinction at our church. An elder is a pastor, is an elder, but I am not an elder. I'm aspiring to be an
Hopefully
elder.
soon.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
down the line, I have that desire, but I am directing the college ministry.
Yes.
And doing some pastoral things,
So you work with college kids.
I work with college students, yes.
Do you feel the generational gap?
Dude, up until maybe even 2 years ago, I was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know? No offense to any college students watching
Yeah.
it. I felt it this year.
Oh.
I felt it this
Why
past
this
year.
year?
I don't know. The students, they're just built different.
Yeah. Makes sense. They're so young.
They're so young.
2000s.
2000, yeah. They all grew up with like phones and iPads and
Yeah.
stuff. So it really is like, there's some moments I feel like without it, like they don't know what to do,
It's
like
kinda sad.
The formative years of like high school and college,
Yeah.
like especially with COVID being online,
Yeah.
dude, you're just at home all day, you're not building up those skills to like talk to people, So it's like, I've had conversations, the past couple years, like, hey, what's up? I'm Daniel. Like,
Oh.
nice to meet you. And AirPods in,
And they just ignore you or
Yeah,
what?
it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, so like, how's it going this week, man? And you gotta keep the composure. Just
Yeah.
gotta. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll catch you later, man. You know what I mean? So, not to say everyone's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
our students, this past year too, they're great.
Yeah.
But I just feel that I feel it.
Yeah.
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 And do you think they view you as like much older?
Dude, I'm 29.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
They're like,
Oh,
that
they're
is that is old.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college, like I would hear about someone being 30 years old. I'm just like, as soon as they say they're 30, it's just like,
Yep.
Sorry.
You're
are
irrelevant.
Yeah, irrelevant
Yeah.
in my life. I have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
no similarities.
Yeah.
I'm irrelevant.
That's pretty deep.
And you're
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's how the 20,
Yeah.
18-year-olds look at us. Now.
Yeah.
But that was before podcasts. So we're good. We're good.
I will
true.
say some youngins from our church
No
come up
way.
to me and they
Yeah.
say they
No
listen
way.
to our Honey Jam
Beautiful.
pod.
Dude.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't hear that about living room.
Definitely not.
Younger people have come
Aw.
up to me.
You guys are
Yeah.
very relatable.
How about you guys? What's your demographic like? Mostly males or
Uh,
what?
yeah.
Fullerton boys.
Yeah, mostly
Straight
males.
Fullerton boys, yeah.
Actually, before our hiatus, we had actually like a good amount of listens. Maybe like the 200, 250.
Oh, you
Slow
have to
drive,
just be
yeah.
consistent.
We have to be consistent.
It's
We
all
have
about consistency.
we have to record videos. We have to
Dude,
cut
videos.
clips.
I will say though, if you guys were to record videos, that's when I would feel pretty threatened by them.
No way.
Yeah. Anytime I see them drop an episode or like
Yeah.
Shim and Shin
Yeah.
drop an episode,
Please
I'm
no
like,
video. Please no video. Please.
Jess and I, we have been talking about making a podcast for so long.
Yeah.
And we saw you guys launch your podcast
Yeah.
and we're like hella jealous.
Yeah.
And you guys were so good.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I think we could do it better.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Actually,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, so that's
We
how
were
it started.
inspired.
Yeah,
We
we
were
were inspired for
inspired,
sure
yeah.
for you guys. So everybody, please check out the Living Room Pod.
They're so
Yeah.
funny. They're super
hilarious guys.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love them.
But just a word of advice.
Yeah.
How about edit a little bit? Cut the fat out.
That's all on Shim though, which I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you manage that, Shim? I
How do I
think
manage
that's the
that?
initial question I
Yeah.
wanted to
How
ask.
do I manage
like,
that?
Yeah, like how do you manage I feel like you also edit for Shim and Shin.
No,
pod,
I
right?
don't actually.
Oh,
who does
really?
that?
Yeah, Andrew doesn't edit either, but
Oh, because
he
Andrew's
uploads it.
like
Yeah.
the okay.
Yeah, he
I see.
uploads. Yeah.
Well, regardless, you're still contributing right,
Yeah.
to that
Yeah.
podcast, and then on top of that, you're doing church,
Mm-hmm,
and then on top of that, you're like your marriage, your
Yeah.
husband. Like,
Jess
how do
is
you?
like
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
A lot of things to juggle.
So yeah, I want to say this: our uploads are maybe once a month here.
Once a month, yeah.
Shim
Once
and
a month
Shin,
cadence.
you'll be lucky if you get one at all.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
honestly, the workload there is kind of the whole reason we began
Yeah.
Shim and Shin was just to hang out.
Right.
You know, it was
Okay.
during COVID,
Yeah.
so it was more like, yo, let's just shoot the breeze together.
And then how did the living room pod start?
We always talked about living room since like college. Chun had this living room phase.
That's true.
So we're just like, let's talk about it, let's plan it, and then
Yeah.
it just kind of happened.
I see.
We did only see each other like once a year,
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
times a year.
Yeah.
But because of the podcast,
Yeah, that's true. We
see each other
reconnected.
like
That's kind of like why we started too, and that was like the selling point. TBH, like for me, I was like at my limit.
yeah.
That's
new mom,
true.
New mom.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
at the end
No
of the day,
time.
I'm just like all I want to do is just veg out in my bed.
Right.
But
Doom
then,
scroll.
yeah. But Janice was saying like, hey, these are the rare moments where we can just catch
yeah.
up and
Yeah.
talk and like kind of connect. And I was like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
And the deal was, I just like literally
up.
show up, and I just be a D Chun, you know,
Yeah.
paint job, just
Yeah.
the paint job.
just
Yeah,
the paint
yeah,
job,
yeah.
as you put it.
Okay, well, Dishan talked about his job.
Yeah.
And then Dishan, what do you
Oh
you
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
again?
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
See, I have a tough time explaining this
Okay.
to everyone as well. But I am in the search advertising industry.
Oh, wait.
So I work at
in sales.
Yahoo. Yahoo, yeah. It's like salesy. I'm like an account manager basically.
Okay, okay.
But,
I'm
yeah.
so curious how you are like in the professional
Yes,
setting.
yes.
Dude, I am like
Chun actually kills it in the
Oh.
professional.
I
scene,
bet,
feel
I
like.
bet.
I'm sure everyone has it, like imposter syndrome. Like
Yes.
you gotta
Yeah.
be a certain way, and like
course.
I really hate that. You know, like going around your manager, hey,
Schmoozing
yeah,
and
hey,
just
how's it
kinda-
going? Na, 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 na.
yeah.
People think I'd be really good at that. I'm like really not. So I just go down, do my work.
Are you
Yeah.
known as like the funny guy at work or no?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, see, that's like me too.
Yeah. But I mean, it's different because it's like now because it's remote culture, you can't really.
That's true.
You can't
Oh, do you
form
work
those.
remotely?
Remote.
Wow, fully remote.
Yeah.
Fully remote. Maybe once a month in the
Dang.
office. So I
Dude,
gotta
that's
make that trek.
nice.
But
9 to 5 lunch is crazy.
9 to 5 lunch.
9 to
It's
5 lunch.
crazy. 9 to 5
Dude,
lunch.
that's Janice.
Literally.
But I always want to ask, Di-chun, your wife is a
Marriage, family, therapist.
therapist, right? Does she ever like try to what's the word like?
Therapy me?
Yeah, give you
Oh.
therapy without you like wanting it.
Give me therapy without me wanting. I need therapy for sure. Like that's for sure. But then it's hard. I mean, it's just like she'll have like different tactics though, things that she learns from school and like
application.
yeah. Just because I feel like guys, I don't know, you guys may your husbands, but like in terms of processing, not there, you know?
Yeah.
144p, just very slow. Just
Very
kinda
slow.
Like,
Very slow.
Yeah.
Pixelated, like
maybe
all of it.
pause.
It's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad. So
Oh.
when it's like tough like that, then I'm like, hey, like give me a question. Like, what am I supposed to like?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she always just like, how do you feel? I'm like, dude, I don't even know how I feel. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
All right, we got to know these guys a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
more. What other questions, Jess?
was that the plan for this podcast?
It was just to get
This
to know
episode?
you guys.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's already been an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
And once we get to Gangju, it's gonna be another like 40 minutes.
No, that's really
Really?
good. Yeah.
I mean, not 40.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I
Do you
did
have a
wanna
Dorea?
ask.
Oh,
Dorea song of the week?
Yeah.
First of all, can you guys
Ooh.
explain what Dorea
yes,
is?
Dorea. Yes, please explain Dorea.
Dorea started when we had a Korea trip going in 2017. And we decided, or actually we discovered on Spotify that there were these old school Korean songs.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my gosh, and started digging up gold. And we were like, dude, we have an 11-hour plane flight. And so we were just like, oh dude, let's fill this playlist up until we have 11 hours of pure Korean oldies and just bomb songs,
Yeah.
right? And the reason why it's called Dorea is just Korea, but Daniel D. So literally,
Nothing crazy.
literally nothing about that.
It's like your favorite Korean song. so
Like
that's
Daniel's
like,
list.
Daniel's Korea list.
absolutely.
You know what's
Dorea.
crazy? It's at 30 hours and 50 minutes.
Wow.
It's at 30 hours.
You know what's
It's at
even crazier? There's 36 saves
36
Wow.
saves.
on Spotify.
I saved that playlist too.
Ooh.
Because it has a lot of good songs.
So
It
much.
does,
I
it does, it does.
I haven't
Throwback
followed yet.
songs.
I need to prune a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah, it does.
But my question is like you like were born and you grew up here, right?
Fullerton, born and
Yeah,
raised, baby.
but like you know, like some of these songs are like
OG.
Oh,
OG.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have to, I don't know, like be very immersed in Korean culture to
Really?
know these songs. How do you like discover or know some of these songs?
Man, Shout out Coco's. Shout out barbecue chicken. Shout out like these places.
Oh, so
But
you're like kind of like, what song is this?
Literally, I would be at Coco's. I'd be like, dude, I love this song.
Yeah.
Like, what is this song?
Yeah.
And I would Shazam that right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I started to like learn more through like my friends and stuff. But
Wow.
I just like that vibe, like old school vibe.
Yeah.
Like I shouted him out on another living room pod episode, but like a Yujeha.
Dude,
Dude, I love that
Wow.
vibe. Like
See, that's like
that's
Yeah.
like cruising down
Cruising down
at
the 5.
nighttime.
Yep.
Like this.
windows down.
Windows down.
Yeah, windows
Down the
down.
5
When it's
south.
when it's winter,
Yup.
windows down, cold, but then heater up.
Yes.
Crazy vibes. Crazy
Unbelievable
vibes.
flow.
Crazy vibes.
I see.
But yeah.
Do you have a
Yeah.
Dorea?
Yeah.
I
what's
do have a
Dorea?
Dorea song actually. I
Ooh.
do. It is called Old Song.
Old song?
Old song? 옛날
노래?
노래?
By who? By who?
Yeah.
The thing is, the OG, I only know these covers, but maybe you guys can help me.
How's it go? Sing it.
Huh?
오래된 노래.
오래된 노래.
오래된 노래.
That's a song that even we don't know. Like just
Hey, give a preview.
Oh,
Come on. Yeah. You get it.
Impeccable taste.
yeah, 진짜 센스 있다.
너무 좋아.
너무 좋은데?
너무 좋아.
너무 좋다.
You want to introduce the country corner?
Have you guys heard? I mean, you guys know our Gangchu corner.
None but other than the Gangchu.
None but other than
but
our
other.
Wow, dude,
Gangchu
hey.
Oh,
corner.
These are
Um,
avid
These are
listeners. right
deep
here.
cuts. Deep cuts.
I actually have a couple.
Ooh.
Gangchu. Yeah.
We love that.
I have a culinary tract.
Okay.
It's not at all what you think it's gonna be. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys have a blender?
Yes.
Oh.
It's watermelon season right now. You guys like, I don't know, bananas?
I love it.
Love it?
That's an
Okay.
interesting combo.
See, that's the thing. My Gangchu of the week is watermelon banana slush.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're thinking like, what is this guy on? Esther's in the other room right now, but she loves it too.
Oh.
Just cut some bananas up, freeze them.
Okay.
Cut maybe a 1-to-1 ratio, a little heavier on the watermelon.
Okay.
Toss it in a little bit of almond milk.
Oh.
So good.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna try it.
Initially, I was like,
What's
I don't
going
know.
on? Yeah.
But then once I'm kind of like imagining it,
It
I
sounds
think
refreshing.
it does. Yeah.
It's really good. My second Gangchu, do you guys only watch Korean dramas or do you watch like no, that was not a dig. Do you guys watch like
Such a
Such a dig.
yeah, American shows too or
Okay.
Come on. What, the Olympics?
We embrace all countries.
yeah, inclusive. The Bear. You guys heard about The Bear?
Oh, isn't
Yeah.
that like a chef?
Yeah, chef one.
Yeah, Chef one. First season, anxiety inducing.
Wow.
Second season, really
Really
goes.
good.
Yeah, you watch it. Goes into like the backstory, depth, and then did you watch the third season?
I couldn't finish it.
That's what I've been hearing. It's very slow. You get the same thing. Carmi's just yelling.
Yeah.
Richie's just yelling. But I found something beautiful. Maybe it's because Esther is pregnant. Episode 8. Did you watch episode 8, Janice?
I didn't get to episode 8.
What?
Of season 3 or 2?
Season 3. There's something about just like how slow the season is that really drags out emotions and actual experiences. Like that one was a heavy hitter for me. And
Episode 8?
Episode 8.
Season 2 is the best though.
Season 2 is really good.
I'm
Forks.
intrigued right
Yeah.
now.
It's like what kind of genre? Like
So they say it's comedy. It's not.
comedy?
It's not comedy.
not
it's like
comedy.
thriller vibes.
No,
though.
It's like drama.
Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will
Sounds
say,
right up my alley, actually.
whenever I say I watched The Bear and I'm like talking about it with people at work or whatever, I feel so cool.
Yeah.
I feel so like in. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Chef.
Like, yeah, I watched The Bear.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
watched
chef.
The Bear? Yeah, it was really good this season.
Why is it called The Bear, though?
You have to watch it.
Really?
The main character, what's his name?
Jeremy Allen White.
Allen White. He's like the rising star.
Yeah.
And he's a very interesting looking guy.
Short King.
Short king. And they say he looks like the trend right now is like rodent. Rodent.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
He has like a
what's his name?
There's
Please,
that-
please, please, Sabrina Carpenter's.
Yeah, rodent
약간
face?
둘
Yeah.
다 좀
Yeah.
rodent 느낌 아니야?
I think you guys are
Yeah,
rodent
yeah.
style.
Really?
Yeah,
Right.
both
That's
of you guys.
supposed to be a compliment. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Trying not to be offensive. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a trend these
Yeah,
days.
It is a
yeah.
trend.
It's a
Rodent
trend.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's a good thing now.
It's a good.
It
It's
is.
a great
Yeah.
thing. Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
He's like not the traditionally attractive guy, but
Yeah.
in that show, he's very charismatic.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like sexy.
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah.
The ladies like that.
Ladies
Yes.
love him.
My Gangchu for this week is I just had a conversation yesterday with some friends.
Okay.
It's actually the second half of the year, 2024.
It is.
So this is like a challenge to everyone.
Oh.
Challenge of the week.
This challenge is to think about like, okay, second half of the year.
Yeah.
What are some goals? You know, like first half of the year, 2024 is already like, it's gone.
It's in the rear
done.
view.
Yeah.
So quick, you know.
Yeah.
It's basically 2025, but like,
Yeah.
what do we want to accomplish at the end of this year?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's such a good time to reflect.
Yeah. Like write it down. That's your 강추.
Write it down. Write it down.
Think about it.
Think about it. Maybe you need like a 5 freeway at night, Dorea song of the week flow to like actually process.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's my 강추.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like homework.
Yeah.
Chun is always about that, like inspiring people to like do something.
So
Like-
what is a goal that you have?
Oh.
See, I need to go.
I
I need
see.
to go on the
I
5.
see.
Like I really do.
And you need to
I see.
decompress.
I need to
Yeah.
decompress. I need to
I have a
decompress.
goal.
Oh,
I've been meaning to like clean out like a room, the guest room.
come on.
And then
Yeah.
like, you know, and then Josh works in the first floor office, but it's so distracting because
Right.
literally everything is put on ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If like he's working, and then like I need to go out or like
You
we need to
can't-
stay quiet,
yeah,
you know, because his office is literally like in the middle of the house, right? So we're meaning to like clean that
So he
place
gets
up.
his-
He gets the upstairs guest room,
Yeah.
and then that can be turned into a playroom. But
Yeah.
it is so hard. I've
Yeah.
been meaning to do this since like literally like last year.
Wow.
I can't get myself to do it.
Why? What's stopping you?
I don't know.
Huh?
Maybe like a child.
Yeah,
like-
maybe just being a mom.
Yeah,
Chun?
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, if we just chill over here, let
Yeah.
Oma and Abba just do all this.
Yeah.
It's not like
yeah.
that? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I should have given you
Yeah.
more context.
Yeah.
It's hard because there's a kid,
Yeah.
and like,
Right.
I mean, I can't technically because he's going to daycare now,
That's
but like during that
true.
time,
Come on.
I want to just like do something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
You know, you know what? You inspired
Let's
me.
do
Your
it.
Kangchu inspired
Let's do it.
me.
Yeah.
That's the goal for H2.
By the end of this year, I am gonna clean out.
Guest
that
room
Okay.
is out. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Janice,
Are you
any-
guys gonna share some kangchus or no?
No, dude.
No?
Why?
This is
It's just our guest.
Guest.
Oh,
Okay.
I have a Kangchu. Did you guys see the opening ceremony for?
Celine Dion at the opening
But she was the
For the
closer,
Olympics.
right?
She was
For
like
the
the
Olympics.
closing of
For the
the
Olympics.
opening.
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Whoa.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
A closing of the opening.
Opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Got
the
it.
closer. She
I
was like the
see.
final,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what is it? Yeah.
Act.
Yes, final
Okay.
act.
What
Yeah.
song does she sing?
I do not know. It's
Oh.
a French song.
Oh.
Yeah. Oui.
I-
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a French song, and
Oh.
she is singing it on top of the Eiffel Tower. Did you guys know that she has like a condition
Yeah, she-
called? It's like basically where she's turning into a statue.
Are you?
She can't like sing.
Yes.
Or doctors are saying like,
It's
hey,
imp-
yeah, you can't. It's impossible for you to sing.
Yes, I think it's called like stiff man syndrome or
yes,
something
yes,
like
that's
that.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
Wow.
basically it's like a neurological condition where like her body is like stiffening and like eventually she's not gonna be able to do anything, right? But this performance, it was, I don't know, I like sent it to him and I got so emotional watching because her voice is just like so flawless. First of all, it just makes you think like God definitely like gives people. You know, this is like truly a gift from above. When I hear her sing, I'm like, wow, I wonder how it feels to be this talented and like sing this well. And it's just like a beautiful, incredible performance. So I kangchu that watching that.
Wow.
And the fact that she recovered, or not maybe fully recovered, but the
Yeah.
fact that she's still going through that.
Yes.
But she can sing like that.
Yes.
As if nothing
exactly.
happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any
Wrap
last
it up.
words, you guys, that you want to say on the Honey Cat
Wow.
Pod?
We're just gonna ride on your coattails. Hopefully our follower count goes up too.
This is kind of like a passing of the torch, actually.
Oh, or
this
that.
episode.
Never mind. Completely opposite things. Yeah. Passing of the torch too.
Yeah.
To who?
To you.
You guys are passing on to torch to
Absolutely.
us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That torch is being passed
Yeah.
right now. Yeah. I want to encourage you guys, Honey Jam Pod. You guys are doing great things. I think this new season with the guests is definitely stepping it up.
Yeah.
And as the new guests come on and as you guys grow,
Yeah.
just don't forget to stop and reflect and just have living room
Have
with
living
the
room.
5 freeway.
Wow.
Any last words, Shim?
Season 1, you guys really brought us in. You
Yeah.
captivated the audience. Season 2, I feel like bringing the guests in. You guys are exploring. Maybe like guests open up different stories, different dynamics between you 2 or 3 or whoever, however many people there are. Please don't let season 3 be like the bear. You know, don't stall out.
Wow.
Don't. And I'll say this. apparently season 3 was supposed to be just the last season, but the networks Hulu wanted it to be 2 seasons. So that's maybe why it feels dragged out. Don't get to that point.
Dang.
Hey, there comes a time when you gotta call it quits. No. I don't see that coming anytime soon for you. So that's a weird way to end it.
Yeah.
And Shim and Shin Pod, I'm so sorry. I have to mention you guys at least once here. So yeah, maybe we'll do a little collab or something too.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had so much fun with our friends Living Room Pod. Please check them out. They're on Spotify, Apple. Check us out. This is going to be on YouTube on Hot It's Janice. So it'll give you more context and more, you know, more of our dynamics in person, I guess.
Yes.
Follow us on Honey Jam Pod and encourage us. That's always...
She needs the encouragement.
I need the
guys.
encouragement. And I feel like our guests might
Need some encouragement.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.